You ever wonder why 95% of traders actually lose money in trading? What is that one thing that's stopping everybody from achieving success? What is the thing that turns you off the road? What's the thing that allows you to go left instead of right? What is that thing? Most people think it's psychology. And if you ask me, I would agree. But when you have great psychology, when you have a great strategy, what is the one thing that is stopping you from seeing success as your trader? Today, that's what we're going to talk about in this video, guys. We're going to break it down. And what I'm going to do, listen, we talked about it a ton. I'm going to be introducing my new course here live on YouTube. No, the entire course won't be on YouTube. But what I will be doing is breaking down pieces from the course. And today I'm going to give you the whole pie from my risk management piece and portion of the course, because this, if you ask me, is the most important thing. And it is what made me struggle for the past 2 years. And when I fix this, when I align everything, when I got my strategy and my system for risk management down, things change for me and for the better. So today we are going to be breaking down this course. Again, I appreciate y'all, love y'all. To everybody who's new, we hit 1,600 subscribers last night. So to everybody who's new, welcome to the family, welcome to the team. You are here at the perfect time because the course is here and we will be dropping it really soon in February, and it's going to be amazing. I'm putting a lot of time to it, and today you are going to get an intro to that and understand risk management on top of that. So let's get into it. And if you don't know what the course has, we are talking about liquidity, we are talking about entries, exits, we are talking about POIs, we're talking about supply and demand, market structure, complex structure, reading candlestick time frames, everything detail oriented. The devil is in the details, and if we want to beat him, we need to get in there too and start some maneuvers. So let's get into this video. I want to break down risk management. Stay tuned for that course. Let's get into it. If you want the course and when you want the course, let me know down in the comments. And remember, we have a goal to hit 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, hit the comment, do all that good stuff for your boy. I appreciate it because we do want to help millions of people. I mean that when I say that. I want to help millions of people, and that's what I'm going to do. So this course, everything that I'm putting out, something put it in my heart. God put it in my heart. God is great. Make sure y'all pray this morning. Let's get into the course. Okay, guys. My screen is down here, so we're gonna get into it. I may not look back up here, but let's go. So ample profits. The reason I call it ample profits is because ample means an abundance. We need to have an abundance mindset. We need to understand that the world isn't scarce, success isn't scarce, wealth isn't scarce, money isn't scarce, relationships isn't scarce. We have it around us. Whatever we decide that we want is what we have, and what we want is abundance of profits. So we got ample profits. That's why we named the course that. That's the meaning behind it. Also, I read this book called Ego is the Enemy, and in this book, I believe it was Marcus Aurelius, which is a Stoic philosopher from way back in the day. But Ryan Holiday is one of my favorite, if not my favorite author, and he talks a ton about discipline and ego and understanding that our ego steps in the way. So when going through this course, you are not perfect. I am not perfect. I don't know everything. You don't know everything. But one of the quotes I want to leave you with, and I'm going to leave you with every single session, is on the other side of pain and discipline is everything you ever wanted. So understand, like, the obstacle is literally the way. As I mentioned in that book, if you haven't seen that video, check it right now. But the obstacle is the way. Understand that that thing that you fight and the thing that you can't get over, that hump that you struggling with, you got to get over that. And when you do, you will see everything and have everything that you desire. So let's get into it. When we're talking about risk management, we got a couple things, right? What is risk management? What is that? What does that entail? And for me, what risk management entails is we want to focus on what? Standard risk and overall managing it, right? So that's like percentages, what is my account size, all these things. Managing risk is the most important topic in trading, if you ask me, and without it, there's no chance of success, as I mentioned in the beginning, and we will break down exactly how to do that. We also want to understand how to manage our profit. That's very, very important. Managing our profit is key, right? So managing risk is important, and so is managing profit. To become extremely profitable, we have to be conscious of our capital and preserve our capital, which is a key. Actually, Top Step taught me this. It was a quote. It was like capital preservation over something else. And I was like, damn, like, manage your profit in drawdown. And then we want to also understand. So we want to understand how to manage our risk in drawdown. We also want to understand how to manage our risk when we're scaling our profits. So when you go on a losing streak, when you go on a losing streak, you will go on a losing streak, okay? And it's going to happen. You will also go on a winning streak. You might want to dial down your risk a little bit more than usual. You want to split it in half. You want to split it into quarters. And likewise, when you're scaling your profits, you also, you want to add in and know when to double down and go from there, which will go in. And then we also want to understand our risk to reward on every trade. Our risk to reward allows us, one, we need to understand our win rate, which comes in the long run as you continue to gather data, back test all these things, and trade live. And then it also allows you, hey, if I'm putting in $1, am I getting $5 back? Am I getting $1 back? Am I getting $2 back? What's worth it for you? If you swing trader, you might want a 5x back or a 4x. If you're a day trader, you might want a 2x per trade or a 3x or a 5x or a 10x. It depends on the person. So we're going to go into that, which determines our profitability, which we'll go into that later. So as our standard risk management, standard risk in trading is usually around 1% of your account per trade or per day. Now, when I first started out, I would trade 1% of my account per trade. Think of it as if you have 100, which I don't recommend. I recommend you trade 1% of your account on the day. So if you take 5 trades or whatever, as I mentioned in here, on the day, then you need to split that $1,000 risk on a $100,000 account into $200 trades. So for example, if you have a $100,000 account, this means you will be risking roughly $1,000 a trade. This also means you will have to lose over $100 in a. I mean, you will have to lose over 100 trades in a row in order to blow that entire account. So it's pretty impossible for you to blow that account. Most people see this and risk 1,000 per trade. Well, if you take 7 trades in a day, which is insane, you will now have put your account at $7,000 risk on the day. And instead, you want to understand your edge, your average trades you take per day. So that takes time and back testing, of course. But let's say you take 4 trades on average a day and you want to risk 150 to 250 per trade, knowing that you got that $1,000 buffer. And this will help your mental and overall strategy. So you won't jump in and out of trades because you're not afraid to lose. You're not putting 1,000 on the table. You have to get up to that risk. And that's something I dealt with. For example, when I was on a funded account and I was actually making some profits doing my thing, etc., growing my account buffer, and I'm like, hey, like maybe I should start going for $1,000 or $1,500 a day. I didn't realize that also meant going for $1,000 to $1,500 losses as well, because I needed to risk a certain amount. So I might risk 800, lose both trades. Now I'm down 1,600. When the other day I was just risking 250 for 500 or 500 for 1,000 or something like that. Get in there. So you have to work your way into it. This will that's where the mental part comes in, because if you can't take it, it's gonna eat at you. And then managing risk allows you to stay in the game. 90% of me struggling for the first couple years as a trader, it happened because I couldn't stay in the game. I had to get account, or start this account, start over account. I was doing really good for 2 months, and then I blow account, and it's like you start from scratch. So you take yourself out of the game, you blow your momentum, and you mess everything up. Really quick question I want y'all to put in the comments based on what I just showed you. I know I went through it fast, but it's very simple. Again, I will do you one more example. If you have $100,000 account, this means you will be risking $1,000 per trade, because we want to focus on 1% of that account. If you trade 4 times in a day, as you can see here, if we take 4 trades in a day, then we want to split our risk over those 4 trades. So that would mean $150 to $250 per trade. So in the comments, let me know now below, if you have a $50,000 account and risking 1%, and you usually take 2 trades a day, how much are you risking per trade? And I'll let y'all answer that. Figure that out. Leave it in the comment. Pause the video. Let's move on. The next one is managing profits. So managing profits is very simple. We want to focus on growing our account and utilizing compound interest in our favor. For example, I got a quick question for y'all. Leave this in the comments as well. If you had a choice for a payment, would you rather have a $3 million check for a month or a penny every single day for the next 30 days of that month? At the end of the 30 days, the penny will be worth over $10 million. This is like when we let the wonders of compounding work, right? And we must do this as traders. It will help us as traders. And the reason I say this is because as we begin to grow our profits, we'll deviate from our system that got us to that point. So let's say we made $10,000 in a month. Well, now we want to make 20. So we deviate from the process that made us 10 so we could get 20, instead of just letting compounding work in our favor over time. So don't let the 5,000 in profit scare you into risking tiny bits and pieces, but don't also let it allow you to become overconfident and thinking you can't lose and you a market maker. So the tactical way you want to do this is if you start from zero, let's say you got a funded account, which we'll talk about. If you start from zero, you build a $3,000 buffer by risking $250 to make $500 a day. Once you create this buffer, then you can build a mental note that we only have $1,000, not three. So instead of saying, "Oh, I got a $3,000 account," well, no, you got two. You got $1,000 account, and you got a 2K buffer. So now you want to adjust your risk to operate with that 1,000 to make the next 1,000 or 2,000, and then you go from there. Every time you hit a new level, you don't let that barrier. You knock that barrier down. So if you hit 5,000, you're like, okay, I don't want to go under 3,500. So I got a $1,500 account. Then from 5,000, you hit 10,000. You like, I don't want to go under 5,000. I got a 5K account, or I don't want to go under 7,500. So I got a $2,500 account. It's confusing, but it's about scaling up and managing profits. This is something I'm implementing and learning as well. So this is going to help us all. Simple terms, like I said, you hit a new level, you don't go under that level, and you pay yourself most importantly as you go through this process as well. Losing streaks and winning streaks. What is the importance of losing streaks and winning streaks? Losing streaks happen and aren't in our control. We only risk losing streaks happen and they're not in our control, and we only control our risk. Understand that we don't control if our strategy work, if we win, lose the trade, if it break even. We don't control if we make money or not. We only control what we risk. We only control our executing our plan. That is it. All right. So when these happen, when is losing streak happening, here are some things I would recommend doing, and I need to take them myself. Take a day or two from trading. Split original risk in half. Bank small wins, even if it's a quarter of what you usually make. Meaning, if you risk 1,000 per trade or something like that, and you start going on a losing streak, bro, take it to $250. Bank the small wins. Boom, now you back up. Only focus on A+ setups, and always, which we'll go over in another video in the course. Journal. Just journal what you're feeling. Journal what you're going through. Journal what trades you're taking. Why this trade didn't work out? Are you trading the exact plan? How was the emotional or technical or psychological performance? Like these kind of things. Winning streaks. Winning streaks happen. Nothing you can do about it. The only thing you can do is control your risk. When these happen, you will be surprised, but take a day or two. It's literally the same thing. Just because you're on a winning streak don't mean you go crazy. Nah, that's how you get in tilt, which we'll talk about. You take a day or two off even off the rest of the week, especially if you hit your targets. Let's say you want to make 2,000 on a week, and you on Tuesday you hit 2,000, and you just had coming from last week, a 5-day winning streak from like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Monday, Tuesday. Is like, bro, take the time off for the rest of the week. Enjoy your life, do something different. You know what I mean? Make content, go start another business or something. Journal what you are doing well and what you can eliminate. Always want to take the things that we do great and then eliminate the rest of it. If you haven't heard the 80/20, is like, if you haven't heard the 80/20, is like 20% of what you do get you 80% of the results. So that other 80% of what you do, you can eliminate all of it. Take the 20%, make that 100% of what you do, and now you're getting 800x the results. You understand? So bring your risk down a bit, and instead of scaling up, most people when you're on a winning streak, they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna scale up." I fell victim to this. It's been a time where I actually would like be in the trade, and I'm like, all right, man, you know what? We're gonna scale in here. Like, we've been on like a 20-day winning streak. I'm going crazy. You know what I mean? And then that day you lose, and actually that day you lose, it's like way too big. It's like more than enough. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, you should have managed your risk. You should have managed your profits, and you should have understood that tilt can happen. And only take A+ setups. And then tilt is when you get into an emotional cycle. Whether you win or losing, tilt is what you want to avoid. You ever been like to a casino? I never have, but if you play, like if you bet or if you do something crazy or whatever it is, or you might be in the game, it's just like tilt can put you in this emotional cycle that make you start revenge trading. You start thinking the market is against you, the market is like trying to take your money, or you can't trade, or you're not good enough, or you'll never be successful. Or then if you're winning a lot, you'll be like, I'm a month beast, I do this, I'm grinding, oh yeah, I'm like that, I can't lose, I'm him. And then you get smacked, you know what I mean? And then you get smacked again because you thought you was him. And then the market, like, you're like, nah, I'm the market guy. You do it again, and then you get smacked throughout the day, and then you blow a count, and then you like, why did I even do that? What happened here? Same thing on the losing side. You lose, you start revenge trading. Let me get my money back. Let me get my get back. Let me do this. Let me do that. And then you get folded. Don't do it. Don't fall victim to it. We all did, and We all did, and let me put it like this: stupid people learn from their mistakes. Smart people learn from other people's mistakes. Me, I knew people was dealing with this. They didn't break it down to me like this, but I knew people was dealing with this, and I still go through that process. Went through that process, and it wasn't good. So risk to reward, our last one, and then we're gonna get y'all out of here. Risk to reward determines how much you will earn back per trade when risking a certain amount. For example, if we risk that $1,000 a day and $500 on those two average trades, that means we risking 1% of a 100K account. If we have a 1 to 3 risk to reward, that means when we put in 1,000, we get 3,000 back. If we lose, we lose 1,000. Simple. We lose. Let's say for those two trades, we lost a trade and we won a trade, and we risked $500 on each trade. That means we would lose $500, but we had a 500 risk where we 3x that 1,500. So that would mean we will be in profit $1,000 on the day. This is how risk to reward works. Now, if we win both of those trades and risking 500 times 1 and 3, 500, 1 and 3, which would be 500 times 3, 15 times 15 plus 1,500. $3,000. Very, very simple. That's how risk to reward works. Now, we do have a chart here. I don't know if you can see it. Let's see. But it's a little blurry, but I'm gonna break it down. I'm not gonna go crazy. But we have a 1 to 1, 2 to 1, 3 to 1, 4 to 1, 5 to 1. This is 5x, 4x, whatever, you know. Let's say this is our win rate. So let's say you got a 20% win rate, 30% win rate, 40% win rate, 50 or 60% win rate. Me, I have a 75% win rate with my 1 hour time frame. This takes time and it takes data collection, and it's not like that. Some people go with 30% win rates, but they smack like 1 to 10s, right? So, or 10 to 1 risk to reward. So they'll be profitable. They can still be profitable. So the reality is, if you have a 1 to 1 and you got a 20%, 30 or 40% risk to reward, you will not be profitable. 50% at a 1 to 1, you will be break even, and then if you got a 1 to 1 but a 60% ratio, you'll be profitable. If you have a 2 to 1 at 20 to 30% win rate, you will not be profitable, but 40, 50, 60 you will. At 3 to 1, if you have a 20% win rate, no profitability, but the rest you will. If at 4 to 1, you will be break even if you have a 20% win rate, but then the rest you'll be profitable. And then at 5 to 1, doesn't matter, 20% win rate, 30%, 40, 50, you will be profitable. And the beauty of this is if you took 10 trades, right? And I want y'all to do this. I'm not going to do it in the video because it'd take too long. But if you took a quarter and then you flipped it 10 times and you said, hey, on tails, I win, on heads, I lose. Let's say $500 per trade, and you flipped it 10 times. Let's say you flipped it 7 times. Let's say you do a 1 to 3 or something like that. Like, yeah, let's say a 1 to 3, and you flipped it 7 times. So if 7 losses at $500 will be $3,500, right? Minus 3,500. But you won 3 times at $500. So that'll be minus $35. Then you got 3 wins, $3,500. And then you got 3 wins because that was 7 losses. The first one would be 1,500. The second one would be 3,000. The third one would be 4,500. That means you take that 4,500 minus that 3,500, and you still are up 1,000 with a 30% win rate. As you can see, it works on here. So that's the beauty of risk to reward. That's why I always go for 1 to 2s or 1 to 3s, maybe even more. But this will definitely get you profitable, especially if you're not winning a lot out the gate. This shows that you don't need to win trades all the time to be profitable. You just need to stick to the plan and let the stats play out. And then the last thing I want to show you is this is just a normal chart of what that looks like, where you have your positions sizing and everything. We have a $500 risk. This would be 1R, 2R, 3R, 4R, 5R, and that's where you can see we take the profits at the top and we go from there. Now, now the last thing I want to break down is mastery. You don't need to really read all this, but the things that you need to know is know your account size, know your risk per trade or per day, plan for losing streaks, what's your system for losing streaks, what's the system for winning streaks, what's the risk to reward, and your win rate. Your win rate you'll get over time. Take screenshots, all the things that you will learn in this course. Make sure you understand, you document everything, you have something for each thing. But when it comes to managing risk, build out, write it down, write out plans for this, because that will help you 100%. I'm telling you, if you don't take nothing else from this course, it's a reason why I'm putting this one on YouTube, and because I know regardless of if people pay me or not for this, this will help many people. So if this video is to get 1 million views, I just helped 1 million people, and I'm okay with that. I don't care if y'all pay me or not. This video is key, so go back through it and watch it again. Now, with that being said, we are finished. And remember, guys, we do have a goal to hit 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. Make sure y'all leave a comment below on what y'all think about the video. If y'all ready for the course, show some love. And we got some stuff. Now, again, man, we got liquidity, we got supply and demand, we got, ICT concepts. We got entries and exits. I got over 4 different models for y'all, for people who want to trade the 1 minute, for people who want to trade that 4 hour, the 1 hour, even the daily, and the 5 minutes. So I got some stuff coming for y'all, man. I don't know if I'm gonna put everything on YouTube, but I'm definitely gonna help y'all. The more people who show that they are interested in the course, I will drop it on YouTube. I don't care about all the other stuff. I'm happy to help, but y'all gotta let me know. For the people who new to the channel, for the people who've been on the channel supporting, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned. We got some good stuff, man. I'm glad that God provided me with some answers in my heart to make sure I bring this to y'all, and I'm gonna bring it to y'all.